honored for their service to the country. Of course, there are 3 sessions. The next one will be tomorrow afternoon. But we start off this one with the Order of Merit recipients. And I'm going to be a little biased because a lot of people who are actually receiving this award this afternoon are actually people from my profession and from, in particular, the Broadcasting Corporation. And I have to pay particular attention to them, like this lovely lady here who helped to guide me in my professional career. I have Cynthia Hall, who used to be in charge of human resources at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. And congratulations to you.
Thank you, Julian. Actually, I did not start in human resources. I started out in accounting.
Whoa.
And then later on, I switched to human resources. It was an exciting time, many new people, many young people. Most of those persons who would say to me now in the food store, I remember you. And for me, I don't remember a lot of them, but it's exciting. It was a wonderful time at ZNS.
But
it was a family time.
It really was, and it was very difficult not to remember you and particularly, I remember because you brought a very unique sort of mix of discipline, yet kindness and friendliness, to compassion, to the job. When you look back at all those years, give me just some of the greatest moments you had at ZNS.
Well, some of the greatest moments was under the tutelage of Mr. Carl Bethel. He was our training officer at one point, and we did really well. I'm not sure what's now, but we did well in training. There was also, I was there at the start of television.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were you in HR at that time, or were you still in accounting?
I was in accounting when television came into being.
But that must have changed the dynamic completely.
It did, but you know, when you had to hire new people for the television station, they needed more staff in HR. So hence, I switched over. It was good. I learned a lot from persons like Mr. Charles Carter. Everybody who went off for training shared their knowledge. They went to Ryerson. I remember that.
Right, in Canada, yes.
I remember that.
Now, the thing is, even though you may be retired, there's still a special organization that really deals directly with the Broadcasting Corporation. You want to tell the people a little bit about that?
I certainly would. After being home for a few years, we became a little lonely. Some of our friends, we used to meet once in a while, but then we decided to share our group and form or invite other retirees to join us. And hence we started the Broadcasting Corporation's Retirees Group.
And it's very active.
It is, but we must appreciate that our staff isn't as big as the other corporations. And so the numbers are not as big, but we are family. We love it.
Absolutely.
Every month we meet, we have a good time.
I don't get to the meetings all the time because I'm still busy, but I am retired, so I get to enjoy what you have to offer.
Very good.
What does this award mean to you?
This award came as a big surprise. I could tell you because, you know, you work, you think you're just doing your job, and you don't think somebody is noticing. So it came as a big surprise. And at first I said, oh no, not me. After a while it grew on me, and I said, okay, I'll go. It's a real good surprise, and I'm happy somebody saw value, and awarded.
Good. And you definitely deserve it. I may be biased in that, but I'm sure I'm being very honest about it.
Oh.
And thank you for being here, and really enjoy the afternoon, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Camera's not my thing.
But you did well. If we could take a little look at what's happening inside the hall right now, if we could have some shots of that, and let people see what's happening as we get ready for the afternoon session today on National Heroes Day. In the meantime, I'll give you the order of events for today. There we go. We're taking a look inside the hall right now here at Baha Mar Convention, and the crowd looks like it's going to be a little bit bigger tonight, and they definitely all seem very excited about what's going to happen. Like I said, it's all order of merit this afternoon. And there are several awards. Of course, there are 500 awards. More than 500, actually. 526 awards altogether being offered. And now, for the Order of Merit Awards, let me break that down to you. There are 90 people getting the companion of the Order of Merit Awards this afternoon, and 69 getting the member, which is a subtotal of 159. The Governor General's Awards will also be served today, and there will be 4 gold medals, 3 silvers, and 3 bronze, giving a total of 10. So that's 159 for the Order of Merit, 10 for the bronze, the Governor General's medals. Then there is a Distinguished Service Medal, and there are 195 of those. So it's going to be quite a bit of an afternoon, but I'm sure you will enjoy seeing the pride, the love that comes from the recipients and their families. Now to run through the order of events. And it's very similar as to what it was this morning. We will have, and like I said, they're all order of merits. So there's quite a bit to go through there. I'll give you some of the names because they're like we had earlier. There are people who are going to get posthumously and people who are still living. And one of the people who will receive it posthumously is Eliezer Johnson, the barber. Everyone should remember him. I remember when I was a little boy and had hair, I used to go to him too in the Grove. Helen Louise Hutchison is getting one posthumously. Inspector Prince Edward Grant, Reuben Hamilton. So there are many people who will receive the award posthumously. There will be a selection by the C.V. Bethel Quintet, a quintet from C.V. Bethel. Any of you are familiar with C.V. Bethel, you realize that that is a school that has produced a lot of creative people over the years. Their students are really talented, and their quintet will perform today, as there will also be an instrumental soloist also from C.V. Bethel. Now, some of the other people getting the Order of Merit. Alexandra Malis Lynch, whom I grew up with. Commander Arlington Gothel Williams, who's retired. Audrey Mae Cooper. Athama Bowe, who is actually the deputy chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation. There's also some names as I just go through them. Senior Nursing Officer Edna Mae Tinubu, who is very well known as a nurse. She's getting one posthumously. And is CPO from the Defense Force, Ian Morley. So there will also be a selection by Skylar Fox. They're using a lot of young people so you can see their talents today. And that should happen very soon. We start here at 4 o'clock, and we expect that it will happen on time. I'm expecting one more person from the Broadcasting Corporation before we get started. Let me tell you who's getting the Governor General Awards. Cleomi Turner, who is the and then there's the Assistant Superintendent of Police Craig Hepburn, Jared Forbes, and Sergeant Juan Pratt. They will get the gold designation of the Governor General Award. The silver will go to Cheryl Brown, Jeffrey Edgecombe, and Kurt Morris. Receiving the bronze will be Carolyn Smith, DeQuell Deron Davis, and Starretta Spence. Now, music today also will be provided by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. And if you are tuning in this morning, you know what they can deliver. Or if you tune in anytime, you know what the Police Force Band can deliver. We will get remarks from the introduction of the Prime Minister, as we did this morning, from the Honorable Fred Mitchell, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chairman of the National Honors Advisory Committee. A keynote address from the Prime Minister. And this morning, he spoke about service and what it means, putting service and country above oneself, giving, not taking. And you recall that when we were growing up, love, faith, and we were all just together. And if you tumbled, there would be someone there to get you up. Now, in just a few seconds, the second person from the Broadcasting Corporation who will be speaking with us today is also someone who is a mentor to me. Not just at the Broadcasting Corporation, but he happens to go to my good church, St. Mary the Virgin Anglican Church in St. Mary's, and we serve in the Anglican Church men together and have become really good friends over the years. And he is the one and only Anthony Foster. Welcome, Mr. Foster. Well, there may be others.
Thank you, Julie.
But you're the only one that does what you do.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate your gesture on that.
Yeah. What does this mean to you after all those years? Because, I mean, in my opinion, and I really mean this not just because I know you, but you have definitely one of the best broadcasters that the Bahamas has produced over the years. And for a long time, you had charge of doing the community announcements, which people think is a very easy thing to do. But it's easier to read news than it is to read community announcements.
Trust me, it is. It was back then when radio was radio, when people in the Family Islands depended on radio broadcast, radio news information, especially for community announcements. I was working the morning shift. I took over from the late Don Pritchard. Carl Bethel sat in briefly before he went into management, and then I was elevated to do the morning shift, which I did for 11 and a half years, from 74 to 1985. But in those days, you were busy conducting your show for 4 hours, and then the news began at 8 o'clock. And you didn't have any time to brief yourself on the community announcements itself, so you had to be able to read, because sometimes the typing was not the best. Misspelled words. If you didn't know your geography, you could be saying
one island that ain't the island,
or settlement in some other island.
Right.
And that was one of the major challenges I found that I had. Yeah.
And of course, you eventually rose to the highest position in ZNS, really, as general manager.
Yes. I first I was transferred to manage the Northern Service from 1999 to 2002, and I came back to Nassau in 2002. At that time, I was deputy general manager, and then elevated later in 2003 to general manager. Yeah.
What do you think of the state of broadcasting generally, not just at the Broadcasting Corporation, but in this country generally, and the way it's changed?
Well, in some aspects, it has come a long way, because from the days of the analog radio to now digital radio, I can tell you, people have it much easier than I did. I remember when I was on air, and I wanted to be a full-fledged on-air person. I did my show, and I wanted to be involved in what was going on. I was very active in sports, so I was able to align myself with all of the sports associations that were going on at that time, and I was able to get reports from softball, volleyball, basketball, and baseball was still about to phase out, but even that was there. And this was before there was no ESPN then, so you couldn't go to some place and just download or pull up any.
So getting international sports took a lot longer.
All night. I was up all night, and then I had to be to work for 5:50 and 5:30 in the morning.
That's some dedication now.
Yeah, it was commitment. It was commitment, more so than dedication. I was committed to what I was doing, and I enjoyed it, because it was a pleasure to hear people say, "Man, I like what you did. You keep me informed." And then, of course, it was during that time I started my segment called Today in History, which tied in a lot of things in the Bahamas, Caribbean, and around the world. And that was another aspect of what I made as part of my contribution to my on-air.
And when we think about what we're doing today here, Today in History is very important still, more than ever, really. Particularly since a lot of young people aren't aware of a lot of what happened in Bahamian history.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel now getting this award today?
I am very satisfied and pleased about it. I'm happy that someone saw fit to nominate me, and the committee itself to recommend my name to be honored on this particular day. Yeah.
Great. Well, congratulations. Now we want you to be able to walk in with your co-recipients and honorees today, so they can have a special segment. So we're going to let you go now.
Well, thank you, Julian.
And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for your contributions.
Good.
Good. Great. Now let's get back to the order of events. As I was telling you, well, of course, it will end with the Prime Minister actually giving remarks. And I believe they may be similar to the ones that were given this morning, to keep the same message for all of the recipients. Then there will be the big official photographed, and then the national anthem, and that will be it. We had some interesting interviews today, and we will bring them to you at a later time tomorrow, just ahead of the start of the final session of these awards. But in the meantime, we'll let you stay with a little look at the Prelude by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band, and we'll come back to you just before the start as the recipients start entering the hall. Well, there are just about 7 minutes to go before this second set of honorees ceremony begins. And I'll just recap some of the people who got from different groups this morning for you. Of course, the Order of National Hero goes to the Right Excellent Pompey Roll posthumously. A famous Bahamian who played such an important role in sort of leading us to freedom in a way because of a revolt that he led during slavery times. And when we come in tomorrow afternoon, we'll have a special little piece that gives a little more about him. But also receiving the next highest order, the Order of the Bahamas, the Companion, the Right Honorable Bishop Delton Dewitt Fernanda, the Right Honorable Ruby Ann Cooper Darling, the Right Honorable Orville A. Tommy Turnquest, and Right Honorable Bishop Moses Alec Johnson. Receiving the Order of Excellence, the Honorable Ernst Ruma and the Honorable Sandra Buckner. Andrew Allen Strawn getting the Order of Distinction Companion, along with Agatha Marcel and Dr. Andre Garnell Hanna. Anthony Michael Roll received one posthumously, as did Archibald Nairn. Archie Nairn posthumously a permanent secretary. Reverend Canon Basil Tynes also received one, as did Camille Elaine Liverpool Barnett, Lady Barnett. She received one. Dr. Carlos Gregory Reed received one, as did Cecil Jeffrey Thompson. And as we move into the other categories, receiving, and there were the officer in the Order of Distinction, Deputy Commissioner of Police Ashley Anthony Roll, Reverend Father Berkeley John Smith, Deputy Superintendent of Prisons Boise Oral Roll, former Ambassador Carlton Wright, Ernest Barr, Karen Gladys Isabel Rigby, Deputy Commissioner of Police Kirkwood Andrews, and Warren Seymour posthumously, as well as Sharon Poitier, an educator. Members of the Order of Distinction: Charles William Major Jr., Diane Ellen Phillips, Bishop Simeon Outen, Valeria Debbie McKay Seymour. Getting the Order of Lignum Vitae, Kai Martinez Jones, the sportsman, the basketball player. You will know him. Michael Ferguson, Valdez Draxel Edgecombe Jr., new professional basketball player, if you will, who got drafted this year. Medals for acts of bravery: Delano Clark, Elijah Conrad Wood, posthumously, Ricardo Martin, and Shaolin Bartholomew Roll. Now, to explain what those orders mean, the Order of National Heroes conferred upon a Bahamian who has made a seminal contribution to the Bahamas, and which contribution has altered the course of the history of the Bahamas in a positive way, and shows visionary and pioneering leadership, extraordinary achievement and attainment of the highest excellence, which has rebounded to the honor of the Bahamas, and which service and attainment have been acknowledged as a source of inspiration by a significant portion of the nation. They get the right to be called the Right Excellent and have the letters NH after their name. The Order of the Nation, conferred upon a Bahamian Governor General or Prime Minister during their lifetime or posthumously. The title they get, Most Honorable. The letters ON succeed their name. Order of the Bahamas, in the companion rank, you have the Right Honorable before their name and the letters CR after their name. Officers, title of Honorable before their name and letters of OB after their name. Member letters of MB after their name. Now we'll just let you see what's happening inside the hall for a few moments before we come back to you. Well, we have another person with us who is receiving an honor today. As we told you today, they're all orders of merit. And Pastor Eric Danny Clark is receiving one. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's just an honor. I am delighted that the country has chosen us for such a time as this.
Now tell people who may not know you a little bit about you and your service.
Well, I've been a pastor for the past 43 years, and I've been associated with the Seventh-day Adventist churches, and we've been able to give service in this country and several other countries. I had the wonderful opportunity of serving for several years in the Cayman Islands. During that time, we worked with the Constitution of the Cayman Islands. But my love is, of course, the Bahamas. And this is where I've done just about 40 years of ministry here. And it's just been a tremendous joy and pleasure.
And that's amazing. You must have started in the the pastorship when you were very young.
Came straight up out of high school and into college and then seminary and then here I am.
Now, the Seventh-day Adventist religion or belief denomination is known for many things, but of course for healthy lifestyles and healthy eating. And that is something that is critical and crucial today as we're seeing ridiculous numbers of non-communicable diseases in the country. How do you spread the word of what the Seventh-day Adventist Church has been doing as far as that is concerned to the wider community?
Well, we try to say to the wider community that it's not just Seventh-day Adventists, but everybody needs to be health conscious, you know? Just a matter of drinking water, it's therapeutic. Water prevents so many things. We want to really deal with just the very basics. And if people can appreciate that the wealth of the nation is really the health of the nation and vice versa, the health of the nation is the wealth of the nation, then we feel that all of these other diseases and everything else that's going on, that really we would not have to deal with some of those. Of course, you're going to die. The Bible says everybody's going to die, but it's the quality of life. That's it, man. So I'm so excited about that aspect of it, you know?
Great. And of course, you're excited about receiving the award today.
It's a pleasure. It's a blessing for me. I give God thanks for the privilege of service. I want to thank Him for my family, my wife, my children who've supported me, and they're here also. And just to be able to be in ministry. Well, I've served in almost every island in the Bahamas, and it's just been a tremendous pleasure. So I send a shout out to all of them, and I thank the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for this singular honor, and I praise God, of course.
Well, we thank you for all the service you've done for the past 43 years, and enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you.
Great.
God bless you.
The ceremony should get started very, very soon, and we're seeing those big brass instruments by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band again, but very soon the ceremony this afternoon, and I said it'll really mirror what we saw this morning. Of course, the recipients are very different, and I know that many of you who know of people who are getting awards today are tuning in. There are limited invitations for each person, and altogether there are 500. I think you can only have 2 people at a time. So now we will take it straight to the ballroom where the afternoon session on National Heroes Day of the National Honors 2025 Awards gets underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let us give this marvelous band a big round of applause. Let's hear it for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band. We propose to start and to commence our program momentarily. There are a few housekeeping matters that I wish to raise at this time. Firstly, may I invite you to place your mobile devices on the off or silent mode so as not to disrupt this afternoon's proceedings. In other words, please cut your cell phones off. We need to have complete silence. Kindly place your cell phones off. Secondly, I wish to inform you that you may take photographs from where you sit or where you are positioned. We ask that you not move into the center aisle to take your photographs. We have engaged Bahamas Information Services to take all photographs with you and Her Excellency the Governor General. Before you leave, ensure that you have the contact for Bahamas Information Services so that you can make arrangements for your official photograph with Her Excellency the Governor General and the group photos that we would take a little later on. But we do not want the aisle blocked by persons attempting to take photos. I am pleased to inform you that this afternoon's proceedings will be carried live over ZNS and other social media platforms. Following today's investiture ceremony, I am pleased to invite you next door, just right here, next door, so that you can join Her Excellency and Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, and guests for a light snack. Following the investiture ceremony, you can feel free to take photos in the corridor with your families, and even in the backdrop, but we certainly don't want that mad rush in the corridor, in the aisle here this afternoon, taking photos. I forgot to tell you a very important announcement I should have made. You look good. Give yourselves a round of applause. You really, really look nice this afternoon. Now that you, our honorees, are seated, our guests are all in place, we should start our program momentarily. Kindly bear with us as we get the signal to commence our program. In the meantime, we'd like to have the band to once again render an item. Thank you so very much, band. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, kindly welcome the Honorable Philip Edward Brave Davis, Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rumkeys, and Salvador, King's Consul, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and Minister of Finance. Please welcome Prime Minister. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, kindly stand for the entrance of Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Alexandria Pratt, Order of the Nation, Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and Chancellor of the Societies of Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Kindly remain standing as the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band lead us in the singing of our national anthem, March on Bahamaland, as composed by the late Timothy Gibson. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Kindly remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by Bishop Hubert R. Kemp, who serves as the senior pastor at Prayer and Praise Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Kemp.
Good afternoon. Let us bow our heads in prayer. Our Father and our God, we have come here today to show, first of all, our appreciation and reverence to you as the ultimate sovereign head of our nation. Thank you for all that you've done for us. Thank you for how you've protected and guided us. And now as we gather together in this house, in this room, We've come to honor those who have done well with us and for us and by us. Thank you for the special gifts that you've given to us. And now we declare your presence, your glory, your preeminence in this room today as we go on to honor our special honorees. In Jesus' name we pray, and everyone say, amen.
Thank you, Bishop Camp, for prayer. May I invite you to remain standing for a moment of silence in memory of Cabinet Minister Warren Miller and also former Minister Norman Gay. We observe a moment of silence. May their souls rest in peace. Kindly be seated. Your Excellency, it is my singular honor, a delightful pleasure to welcome our distinguished guests to the 2025 National Honors and Investiture Ceremony. As mentioned earlier, we are delighted to have with us our Prime Minister, and I should like to invite our guests and our honorees to once again recognize our Prime Minister with a round of applause. Also with us this afternoon, we have the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, who serves as the Chair of the National Advisory Committee and Minister of Foreign Affairs. We have a number of other cabinet ministers with us, parliamentary secretaries, the leader of His Majesty's Loyal Opposition, the Honorable Michael Pintard, justices of the Supreme Court, justices of the Court of Appeal, members of the Diplomatic Corps, in particular the heads of missions. We're delighted to have with us today on duty Ms. Shanta Knowles, Commissioner of Police, Mr. Floyd Moxey, Commander of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, permanent secretaries, heads of uniform branches, directors of various government agencies, heads of religious denomination, family island administrators, ministers of religion, members of the National Honors Advisory Committee, those who head private companies, and of course, I am delighted to recognize our distinguished honorees, family members of our distinguished honorees, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome. To borrow the words of the late Sir Lyndon Pinling, the father of our nation, we've come a long way, but we have farther way to travel, but with the help of Almighty God, we will get there. Your Excellency, 52 years after the attainment of our independence as a sovereign nation, we pause on this day to salute and to say thank you to some of our nation builders. We cherish and honor the legacies of those who have gone before. Although this afternoon we are scheduled to salute 169 honorees. In this, the second of 3 ceremonies. We know that the list is not exhaustive because throughout the length and breadth of our country, we have people and citizens who are making a wonderful contribution. Your Excellency, we are very, very pleased to have a number of persons here who have traveled from Grand Bahama and a family of islands. And I would like to recognize them by joining in giving them a round of applause and welcome to New Providence. Let's give them a round of applause. I am advised that a number of our guests here this afternoon would have traveled from beyond the boundaries of the Bahamas, coming from various countries around the world, actually. They said they wouldn't miss this for the world. And so we'd like to acknowledge their presence. And please join me in giving those persons a round of applause who traveled from outside of the Bahamas. I should like to welcome those who are viewing this ceremony by way of ZNS and other social media platforms. Should it please Your Excellency, it is my pleasure to invite you at this time to kindly confer the privileges of societies of honor on our honorees. I'm pleased to invite the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band to play the appropriate music. This afternoon, we shall confer the Order of Merit, Companion, Officer, Member, and the Governor General's medals. Mr. Anthony Arthur Hanna. Order of Merit Companion. Order of Merit Companion. Mr. Arthur Maycock posthumously. We'd like to invite our honorees to come up closer, please, once they are in position. Please. So we move now to Arthur Maycock posthumously. Is Bishop Benjamin Edward Ferguson with us? Chapel, Nevada Whims. Mr. Clyde Warren Sawyer. Having served on the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Mr. Edison Van Gifford Delabo. We fondly remember Mr. Eliezer Johnson posthumously, and his son will accept the recognition. I think we remember the sailing barber. If I remember correctly, the son is receiving. Please welcome Principal Nursing Officer Emily Maybelline King Osadabe, retired. Aaron Edwina Brown, Mr. Eugene Davis, Mr. Eugene Alexander Quincy Pratt, I think this is the boxer. Mr. Frederick Brown, Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Senior Commander Frederick Brown. And now we move to Mrs. Frederica Charmaine King. Mrs. King. Also from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. We remember the late Helen Louise Hutchinson posthumously, and her daughter Thomasina Wilson will accept. Mr. Henry Wellington Daxon, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Captain. Miss Ida Mae Rowena Hanner. Mr. Jeremy Lockhart McVeigh. Mr. Jerome Leon Knowles. Dr. John Carey Sr. Mrs. Catherine Elizabeth Ferguson Benaby. Kelly D. Burrows, Miss Kelly D. Burrows. All of these, the names I call now, they received the Order of Merit, the companion category. Mrs. Marjorie Elizabeth Knowles Colby. Mr. Michael Delroy Simmons is not here. Mrs. Patricia Winifred Moxie. Mr. Paul Clayton Bevans. Mr. Preston C. Hanna posthumously, and Mr. Colin Hanna, his son, will accept. We remember today Inspector Prince Edward Grant, retired posthumously. Mr. William Grant will accept. Mr. Reuben Hamilton, we remember posthumously. Some of our honorees, I'm sure you remember looking at the names. In this case, you would remember the driving school. Sandra Veronica Hutchinson Neville. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the Order of Merit Companion. Give all of our honorees a round of applause. From our count, that should be about 90 in the Order of Merit for Companion. We now move to the Order of Merit Officer. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Vado Livingston Daves. Lisa Annette Trevor Robinson. Yes. Assistant Commissioner of Corrections, Andrew Livingston Roll. Chief Superintendent of Police, Anthony Curtis, retired. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Anton Grayson Ramming. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Arthur Alexander Morris, retired. Assistant Commissioner of Corrections, Ashwood Wakefield Turnquest. Mrs. Barbara Patricia Hearburn-Reckley, Senior Commander Bernie Clement Wright, Assistant Commissioner of Police Carolyn Lillian Bowe, retired. Commander Cheryl Denise Bethel, retired. Like I said, let's give all of our honorees a special effort. Happy to see all of our honorees today. Sherlyn Marie Bain, please, yes. Force Chief Petty Officer Christopher James Mackey, retired. Minister Damaris Dolores Thompson, Daphne Lewis Barr. Darvel Dufil Joaquin. Continue with the Order of Merit Officer. Please welcome Force Chief Petty Officer Dane Wilson posthumously. We remember Officer Wilson today. Staff Nurse Delton Charles Bain, retired posthumously. Chief Petty Officer Derek Arthur Richardson, retired. Mr. Derek Glenville Ferguson. Dorothy Maxine Butler Lightburn. Force Chief Petty Officer Derek Anthony Christie, retired. Senior Commander Derek Glenville Ferguson. Dorothy Maxine Butler Lightborn. Posthumously, we remember Miss Lightborn. And that was Miss Anishka Lightburn, who accepted on her behalf in her memory. Force Chief Petty Officer Edwin Charles Fountain, retired. Ellen Rosemary McCartney. Your Excellency, this may be a convenient time for us to take a break. Thank you. Let's give Her Excellency a round of applause, please. As I mentioned this morning, it is Her Excellency's desire to highlight some of our young people in the schools and who participated in the E. Clement Bethel Festival. There is a group of students at the C.V. Bethel School who are very talented. There's a quintet. It's my pleasure now to invite them to come and to render their selection. Please give a round of applause to C.V. Bethel. You could do a little better. This C.V. Bethel, do a little better, please. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the quintet of the great and awesome, excellent C.V. Bethel Senior High School, here to bless your hearts and encourage you. I pray that you are blessed by this song. And it is because of you that we believe that we can fly.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I could see it, then I can do. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. fly. I believe I can fly. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes the silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I must achieve. But first I know it starts inside of me. Oh, if I could see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. I spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I can fly. I believe I can fly. I can fly. I believe I can fly. I can fly. Oh, if I just spread my wings, I can fly. 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 Oh, if I just spread my wings, I can fly. I can fly. Oh, if I just spread my wings, I believe I can fly.
What you say about C.V. Bethel? What you say about C.V. Bethel? Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, C.V. Bethel, and we thank the teacher and the staff there at C.V. Bethel. Your Excellency, with your permission, shall we go into our next session? Assistant Commissioner of Corrections, Enoch Reginald Gator, retired. Captain Glenn Edward McPhee. Dr. Grace Turner. Senior Commander Granville Adderley. Captain Gregory Ronald Brown. Mr. Harvey Andrew Sweeting. Mr. Lambert Alexander Campbell. Reverend Leon Washington Johnson. McGregor Norton Robinson. We always ask that you give a round of applause to the persons in wheelchair and crutches and those who may be blind. Make special effort to be here. Really special effort. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. And we must give a round of applause to our Governor General as well, who ably manages these situations. Force Chief Petty Officer Malcolm Maxwell Adderley. And I should have said retired. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Marino Clarkson Hines. Force Chief Petty Officer Maxwell Marvins Lloyd Jr. He's not here? You hear how I pronounce that name? I call that big time. You sure he's not here? Captain Michael Lionel Hanner. Captain Michael Micah Sanders. Mr. Milton Jr. Monroe. Nikita Ricardo Curtis. Senior Commander Omar Sanders. Ricardo Curtis, please. Nursing Officer 2, Palmer Stubbs Pratt, retired posthumously. We remember Nursing Officer Stubbs Pratt. Miss Patricia Joyce Newbold, Captain Patrick Alexander McNeil, retired, Captain Philip Charles Clark, retired, Seymour, Force Chief Petty Officer Raphael Talmadge Delaveau. We remember Assistant Superintendent of Prisons Raymond Lehman Wesley Gray, retired posthumously. Mr. Reuben Simeon Smith, please. Sandra Monka with us? Yes. Deputy Legal Advisor, Nursing Supervisor, Sandra Marita Monka, retired. Miss Sharon Regina Bullitt Ferguson. Captain Sean Leland Dwight Adderley. Captain Shondell Michael Pinder. Captain Sonia Natasha Miller. Yes. Thank you. Senior Commander Stephen Ulrich Rowe. Assistant Commissioner of Police Solomon Norman Cash, retired. Miss Stephanie Elizabeth Dean. Commander Warren Stafford Bain, Commander retired. Mr. Wendell John Clare. Senior Commander William Bernard Stirrup is not here, so we go to Yorick Lawrence Carroll at this time. Mr. Yorick Lawrence Carroll. And there is, yes. Your Excellency, I seek leave to have an instrumental soloist at this time, please. Thank you. Please give Her Excellency another round of applause, please. Thank you. Please welcome instrumental soloist from C.B. Bethel, please. That was Kevin Roll from the C.B. Bethel High School. Please, let's hear it. That's wonderful. Should it please Your Excellency, we continue with the Order of Merit. And I should like to invite our audience to give a good round of applause to the Order of Merit officers. All of those were the officers. We now move to the Order of Merit members. Members, Order of Merit. Alexandra Melis Lynch. Miss Lynch, Melis Lynch, yes. Please bring the honorees up, please. Please, we can. Miss Angela Maria Bain, please. we honor Miss Annalita Elaine Swan at this time. Mr. Anthony Ace Newball, Asaf Newball. Mr. Anthony Patrick Foster. Mr. Anthony Rodney Forbes. Pastor Antoine St. Louis. Commander Arlington Gothel Williams, retired. Mr. Arnold Franklin Bain is with us. Mr. Ansel Tyrone Johnson. I think we should give Mr. Johnson another round of applause. Overcoming all the obstacles to be here this afternoon, whatever the challenges may be, he's here to accept his Order of Merit member. We're just so happy that he's here. Arthur Mullen Desmond Bow, please. Arthur Bow. Deacon Audria Opal Denise Cavala, posthumously, we remember her today. We remember Audrey Mae Cooper posthumously. Accepting will be Mr. Curtis Cooper. Mr. Burgley Lawrence Thompson. Miss Bernadette Burnside Cadet. Miss Cynthia Louise Major Hall. Cleavert Robert Bay, please. Yes, yes. You just must admire the effort by some of our attendees here this afternoon. You must admire the great efforts and the great lengths they go to come here this afternoon. We're so grateful. Can we show some more love here? Can we show some more love here, please? Cressel Patrick Morley. Posthumously, we remember Mr. Morley today. We also remember Lieutenant Commander David C. Duncombe, posthumously today as well. Miss Denise Lenora Pinder. Pastor Reverend Dolly Edith Irene Russell. I think there's a height difference. Thank you. Pastor Donald Winston Dorset. Senior Nursing Officer Edna May Tanubu, posthumously, we remember at this time. Miss Elsina Laverne Duncan. Reverend Emily Annette Demerit. We are recognizing our outstanding citizens in the area of Order of Merit. We are in the category of member Order of Merit. Pastor Eric Danny Clark. Mr. Eugene Anthony Cartwright. Pastor Felton Alonzo Pritchett. Today we remember Pastor Fred Russell Jr. posthumously. Mr. Frederick Andrew Taylor, and accepting will be Miss Dorothy Taylor, sister-in-law, please. Lieutenant Commander Gay Major Bykowski, retired. Chief Petty Officer Godfrey Livingston Barry, retired. Chief Petty Officer Harold Franklin Bosfield, retired. Ladies and gentlemen, that's no ordinary walk. Mr. Herbert Wellington Bain. I think this should be retired as well from the Defense Force. yes. Dr. Ann Higgins? Heifer Ann Higgins? Yes? Chief Petty Officer Ian Durward Morley, retired. Chief Petty Officer Kennedy Glenn Lightbourne, retired. Reverend Kermit Mullings. Bishop Kermit Eugene Saunders. Mr. Larry Howard Russell. Force Chief Petty Officer Leslie Calvin Forbes, retired. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons Lionel Hansel Gilbert, retired. And we remember Mr. Gilbert today posthumously. Continue with our honorees, Miss Letheria Danciel Dean Coakley. Yes, yes. We remember today Chief Petty Officer Lucitus Cleophas Green, posthumously. Elder Layman James Cash. Ms. Marcel Elizabeth Hamilton Sands. Chief Petty Officer Marvin Antonio Newbold, retired. Chief Superintendent of Police Maxine Claudette Larry Wool, retired. Chief Petty Officer Michael Alexander Curry, retired. Mr. Neville Robert Morse, retired Chief Petty Officer. Your Excellency, this may be a convenient time for a break, short break. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you Skylar Fox, who will render a selection at this time. I am advised that she scored very high in the E. Clement Bethel Festival. Please.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting loud. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, you share this with me, 'cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we see up in the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Hours of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Skylar Fox is a 7th grader at St. John's College. I am advised that she nailed it when she was in grade 6, when she participated in the E. Clement Bethel Festival. Let's give her another round of applause and encourage her to go along. Your Excellency, I seek your permission to conclude our honorees for this afternoon. Chief Superintendent of Police, Osborne Ferguson, retired. Chief Petty Officer Patrick Anthony Musgrove, retired. Bishop Philemon Rudolph Wilson. Mr. Philip Howard Marcelina Williamson. Force Chief Petty Officer Runford Bertie Johnson, retired. Chief Petty Officer Rex Allen Otterly. Mr. Ricardo Anthony Lightborn. Chief Petty Officer Roger O'Brien Smith, retired. Bishop Samuel Higgs. Senior Lieutenant Dr. Sean Cordell Thurston, first, retired. Force Chief, Petty Officer Sidney Cornelius Barr, retired. Pastor Stanley Benjamin Pinder Jr. Chief Superintendent of Police Walter Vanzola Evans, retired. Mr. Warren Kendall Anderson. Chief Petty Officer Wenzel Alexander Kerr, retired. Lieutenant Commander Wesley Ishmael Roll, retired. Reverend Winslow Basil Morse. Reverend Winton Wellington Roberts. She's in place. Reverend Yorick Oswald Pinder. Reverend Pastor Oric Oswald Pinder will round off all of the recipients of the Order of Merit. Let us give them all a round of applause. Your Excellency, Ms. Gertrude Roll, the wife of the late Anthony Michael Roll, has asked if she can receive her Order of Companion at this time. She missed this morning, and so proceed, please, Ms. Gertrude Rowe. Thank you, Your Excellency, for accommodating that request. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the recipients of Her Excellency the Governor General's Award, which is in 3 categories: gold, silver, and bronze. It is my pleasure to invite the first recipient, Undersecretary Ms. Cleome Turner. Please welcome Ms. Turner. An employee at Government House in administration. Assistant Superintendent of Police Craig Herburn, step forward. receive your gold medal from Her Excellency. Acting Controller Gerard Forbes. Running off the goal, Sergeant Warren Pratt. Thank you. Silver medal, Miss Cheryl Brown. Ms. Brown serves as personal assistant to Her Excellency. Also receiving the silver medal is Mr. Jeffrey Edgecombe. Mr. Edgecombe serves as the head chef at Government House. In the maintenance and repair category division or section, Mr. Kurt Morris. Mr. Morris, step forward. Ms. Carolyn Smith. Ms. Smith serves in the custodial department. Ladies and gentlemen, all the clothes with the frills. And now we have DeQuell Deron Davis. DeQuell Deron Davis serves as one of Her Excellency's butlers. Our final recipient for today is Miss Starita Spence, Miss Spence. Ms. Spence, who is referred to as Star, is one of the custodial workers at Government House. Please give all of the Governor General awardees a round of applause. Your Excellency, on behalf of all of us here, we thank you sincerely for the presentations. That concludes our presentations for the day. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band can really get off. We will invite them to give us a spicy item as we prepare to receive the Minister and our Prime Minister. But right now, I invite the Royal Bahamas Defense Force to give us a musical rendition. Thank you. your applause is dropping low. Give them a round of applause, please. Give them a better one than that. Wonderful. That's good music. It's very good music. The Honorable Fred Mitchell serves as the Member of Parliament for the Fox Hill constituency. Minister Mitchell also serves as chair of the National Advisory Committee, and he is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. It is my pleasure to invite the Honorable Fred Mitchell now to give some brief remarks and to present the Prime Minister. Please welcome Minister Mitchell, please. Please welcome Minister Mitchell, the chair of the advisory.
Good evening, Excellency, Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, parliamentary colleagues and members of the Cabinet, the leaders of the opposition and the public officials, you the honorees. Now, when you get old, people just tell you what to do, you know. But I was thinking when the Roberts family, Mr. Roberts was being honored here and they got up and said, "That's my daddy." I thought I should jump up and say, "That's my daddy too." But I love it's an example, a fine example of the culture of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Charles Carter would have said, "These are Bahamians." And so congratulations is where we start to all of you for the work you've put in to cause us to be the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And there is no way better than to say thank you for what you've done and your life of service. And we've been a nation now 52 years. I watched and heard the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band play the national anthem. And I remember when the national anthem was chosen in 1973. Now, you may think, going back in history, they had a competition and people submitted various versions of what should be the national anthem. But all of us in that generation knew that only one man was going to win this contest. The fix was in. It was going to be Timothy Gibson, and that was it. Prime Minister, was there any doubt? Because 1959, we were little children, and Prince Philip came to visit the Bahamas. And the man who was chosen to write the song for Prince Philip's visit was Timothy Gibson. I think it was "God Bless Our Sailor Prince Today," and all of us were out there in our short pants on Clifford Park singing "God Bless Our Sailor Prince Today." And then on the 7th of January 1964, there was something called Constitution Day, when we got the ministerial form of government that we now had. And again, there was a song written for that occasion, and the person who wrote the song was Timothy Gibson. And we all stood out on the park and we sang "Beautiful Bahama Land." Do you remember that? And now, 1973 came. What was going to be the national anthem? National anthem was written by Timothy Gibson. And he told us, "Pledge to excel." And since 1973, that is what you've been doing, excelling to create this nation. And so again, we say thank you. And I say that particular line because there's a lady named Angelina Sabri who sang a version of the national anthem. And there's a video on it, you can see it. And in the interview, she said she had never, until being commissioned to sing the song, sing the anthem, she had never actually paid attention to the words. And when she was commissioned to do it, she realized what the words were actually saying about the kind of country we were committing ourselves to. And that reinforces the question of what we do now for younger people. Because you heard many examples here today of the young people of the country, to get them to commit to the country in the same way that all of us have provided service to this great Bahamas. And I would like to let you know some statistics. So the census came out last year, and it said that the population of the country is growing older. So the median age today is 33 years of age. 12 years ago, it was 29 years of age. The percentage of the population over 65 is now 7%. In 2020, it was 6%, 6.2%. The group under 15 in 2020 was 26%, and in 2022, it was 22%. Now, that might not seem much, but that means 4,300 less children in the last census. And I see it in my school in Fox Hill, where last year there was 650 kids in the primary school. This year, 434. So, young children and children are becoming more precious to this society. And if we are going to pass on a society which has the same values that we have to pay more attention to our younger people. And they, looking on to you today, can look to your life of sacrifice, of service to country, of service that is selfless and giving and ensuring that the country is as powerful as our former Prime Minister used to say, the best little country in the world. And as we ourselves age, traditions and stories become more precious for all of us. These occasions for all of us are a walk down memory lane. And I try, whenever I speak on a public occasion, to take you down memory lane, to remind us that we didn't just get here by dropping out of the sky. There were people like you and your parents and grandparents who worked to make sure that we were able to dress up in our finery today and celebrate this country, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and the sacrifice which you made for this country. The pastors, the nurses, the teachers, the athletes, the artists, the ordinary citizens working in their community, each in their respective places, making a contribution to the great nation that we are. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There's a line that Jackie Kennedy used when her husband passed away and she was being interviewed on television. And she said, "Never let it be forgot that for one brief shining moment, there was a place called Camelot." And I say to you on this occasion, never let it be forgot that today, this one brief shining moment, your country said, thank you to you for your service. God bless you. God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It is now my privilege and honor to present to you, introduce to others, the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, who will come and make a statement. He is a man of the people, and I ask you to stand and welcome him to this podium. And Prime Minister, as I did this morning in your presence, I'd like to remember those who advocated this as a public holiday: the Reverend C.B. Moss, the late Terrence Bethel, the Reverend Sebastian Campbell, Mr. Freddie Munnings Jr., Mr. Vanda Moss, Mr. Code Smith, Al Dillette, and Loretta Butler Turner. And to my colleagues on the advisory committee, Assistant Commissioner of Police Janet McKenzie, Ms. Maxine Duncombe, Anita Colley-Pratt, Camille Gomez, who is the Justice of the Court, Attorney Constance McDonald, Mr. Granville Adderley of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Mr. Jack Thompson of Government House, Mr. Shannon Cartwright, MP, Mr. Francis Carey, and Mr. Mika Lundy from the University of the Bahamas. I thank them all, and I now say, over to you.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. I sat there listening to the minister and chair of our
Advisory Committee, speaking about how our population is shrinking and has been shrinking over the years. And the only thing my response to that, Your Excellency, Governor General, is that we just need to go back to the old days and look in the Bible and just follow the admonition of our Lord. And that is, let us be fruitful and let us multiply. To our Deputy Prime Minister, Chester Cooper, to my cabinet colleagues here present, Minister of National Security and Minister of Agriculture, Wayne Monroe and Jomo Campbell respectively. You heard from our Chairman, Minister Mitchell, Parliamentary Secretary Wayne. I forgot your name? No, I didn't. Member of Parliament for Baines and Grandstown, Wade Watson. And of course, to all of us here present this afternoon. And our leader of the opposition, Mr. Michael Pintard, he's here. I know Member of Parliament Shannon Dawes, he's still here. He was here earlier. Because this is a Bahamian thing. It's not about any colors at all. And so, on that note of being fruitful and multiply, I just recall, and I often tell the story of growing up in Cat Island, because it reminds me where I come from. Because never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that a barefoot boy from old Bight Cat Island, running along dusty track roads and helping my grandmother and my grandfather tend to the chores, to the goats and the sheep, going into the farm and the field, would one day stand before you as Prime Minister of the Bahamas. And when I look back on those days, I see God's hand in every step. I see how His grace carried me from those small beginnings to this moment. And when I think about that journey, I realize that it is not just my story. It is the story of many Bahamians. It is the story of a people who learned to live with little but gave very much. It is a story of a people who built something strong out of faith, hard work, and love for each other. When I look around this room this evening, I see that same story in the lives of every person being honored here tonight. I see the men and the women who have given their time and their hearts to this country. You have done it quietly without asking for recognition because you believe in serving others. You come from every island and every walk of life. Some of you served in classrooms, guiding young minds. Some cared for the sick and the elderly. Some protected our communities and kept our nation safe. Others worked in churches, civic groups, cultural groups, and neighborhoods, doing the work that keeps the soul of our country alive. You all have one thing in common. You choose service over self. You chose to give instead of take. You chose to make this country stronger, kinder, and more hopeful. We live in a time when the world often measures success by how much we have. But here in the Bahamas, you have always known a different truth. Success is measured by how much we give. It is measured by the love we show and share, by the good we do, and by the lives we lift up along the way. That is the spirit that built this country. It is the same spirit that lives in every one of you today, our honorees. You are the reason the Bahamas continues to stand tall through every storm. You are the proof that our greatest strength is not our resources or our riches, but in the character of our people. When I think about the Bahamas of my childhood, I think about what community truly meant. If someone lost a loved one, everyone gathered to comfort the family. If someone's roof blew off, the neighbors came with their hammers, their nails, and their saw to help rebuild. If a child was hungry, another household shared its food. We did not have much, but we had each other. We had love. We had faith. We had a deep belief that if one of us struggled, the rest would help to carry the load. That is the foundation on which the country stands today. It is what we must protect. It is what we must pass on to the next generation. You, our honorees, you kept that spirit alive. Let's keep it alive. It's through your work, your example, that you remind us that being Bahamian is about more than where we live. It is about how we live. It is about kindness, generosity, and compassion. It is about caring for others as we care for our own. There are few things more powerful than a person who gives from the heart. You have shown us what true leadership looks like. Leadership is not about power or position. It is about responsibility. It is about showing up when others step back. It is about lifting others up when they are down. You have done this. You have done this quietly and faithfully. You have shown that service is the highest calling. You have proven that the greatest honor comes not from medals or titles, but from the lives you have touched and the hope you have restored. You remind us that a good life is one that blesses others. That is what it means to be Bahamian. That is what it means to serve. If I could take a moment and speak to our young people for a moment. I know it is easy for them to feel that the world is moving too fast, that opportunity is far away, or that your voice does not matter. But remember this, young people. Every person you see honored here today began with the same uncertainty. They began with small steps, but they began with service. Do not wait for perfect conditions to do good. Start where you are. Help where you can. Love this country enough to leave it better than you found it. When I was that barefoot boy in Cat Island, I could never imagine, as I said before, where life would lead me. But I knew that my purpose was tied to the people around me. I knew that the value of life was not in how high I climbed, but in how many I could lift with me. That is the message of today. That is what we celebrate in you, our honorees. So on behalf of the government and the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, I thank each of you. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you for reminding us who we are and what we stand for. You remind us that this country's beauty is not only its waters or its skies or its sandy beaches, but in its people. You remind us that no matter what challenges we face, we have the strength to endure, the grace to forgive, and the heart to rebuild. Your stories are the stories of the Bahamas. They're stories of hope, humility, and faith that God rewards those who serve with love and sincerity. As I stand here, that barefoot boy from Cat Island is still very much alive in me. He still remembers the rhythm of the sea, the laughter of neighbors, and the voice of his mother and grandmother praying late into the night. He still believes that faith will carry us through and that goodwill will always prevail. when I think about that journey. And when I see each of you sitting here, I'm reminded of one of the most beloved hymns we sing in our churches. Blessed assurance. Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of his Spirit, washed in his blood. Those words remind us that all that we have comes from grace. Every blessing, every success, every moment of joys comes from God's goodness and mercy. I leave that with you as I wish each of you God's blessings as I ask our God to bless the Commonwealth of Bahamas. Thank you.
We thank you, Prime Minister, for your words of encouragement and inspiring us to be all that we can be. And those of us who continue to serve, to redouble our efforts to serve even more. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to the end of our events for today, but I should like to pause to give a thanks, a special thanks. And this is Her Excellency's second activity for the day, investments, and she has done it extremely well. And so I'd like to ask you to give Her Excellency a round of applause. I should like to also ask that you give the staff at the Office of the Governor General, Ms. Cleomi Turner, the entire staff, all hands on deck to make this a reality. We thank them very much. I should like to thank the officers on duty, headed by both the heads of the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Force, and by extension, the bands. They've done extremely well. Let's say it for the Commodore, the Commissioner, officers on duty, and the band. I should like to express special thanks to Mr. Stephen Collins and the staff at Government Printing. They worked through the night to ensure that we have our programs and our bios, which will be in a 2-volume part. And I think we should give Mr. Stephen Collins and his team a round of applause for working so hard to make this happen. BIS, they have assured me that they're going to have all these photos so nicely with all your smiles. It's going to look very, very nice. Give BIS a round of applause, please. The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, ZNS, Mr. Julian Reed and the entire team at ZNS, please show some love, and the media as a whole. I should like to thank Mr. Terry Archer, Chief of Protocol, and the Protocol team for all of their hard work. We thank you. We'd like to thank the staff here at Bahama for accommodating us and doing a very good job. Let's give Bahama a round of applause. I thank Mr. Gregory Wilkinson for all of the decorations and for setting the pace for our honors. I should like to thank Mr. Neville Stubbs from our Miami office, Ms. Shirley Monca, and we thank the entire team out there for their assistance. They know what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we owe for both sessions, we've had a full house. And it means that you, the honorees, you're supported by family, friends, and supporters, and many of them would have traveled to be here with you. Let's show some love for the attendees here today. What can we say about our Prime Minister, who this is his second session here today. We have another session tomorrow. We just love our people, and we love to honor them, as well as our parliamentarians. Let's show some love for our parliamentarians. Prime Minister, the Cabinet, the opposition. Let's show some appreciation for the National Advisory Committee. They're here in the second row for their hard work. And finally, I wish to offer a sincere thanks for those persons I left out. After this, you know there's always someone you left out. You didn't thank me, but I'm thanking you now. Just so you don't come to me and say. We want to, just before we close this session properly, should we prepare for the official photographs? Please, can we do this very quickly? We'd like to take some group photographs, so I'd like to invite, they know the setup. Let's move. Can you give me some music, like when you're going to take photos? I don't want it too dead, too quick. Play me something soft and nice, please. We're going to take some photographs very quickly. We'll sing the national anthem, and then we have some light refreshments next door. So we're just about done. But please do not leave, do not leave. If you can take the photographs from where you are, that's fine. And let's move quickly, please. We invite those persons who were prime, once the governor is seated. So this afternoon, we recognize the Order of Merit, and so we would like to take all of the companion first, and then we will take the officers, and then we will take the members. All of the recipients, the Order of Merit companion, can you come forward, please? Just leave your items in your chair. No bags, no, just leave everything right there, please. We'd like to position you so you can have this wonderful group photo. The companion. Order of Companion. We now invite the officers, Order of Merit officers. We'd like to invite all of you to come up, please, all of you.
The afternoon
So
recipients are actually taking their official photograph. Those were all recipients of the Order of Merit today and the Governor General Awards. And tomorrow there's the third and final session, which will begin at 4 p.m. right here again at Baha Mar. And there will be 195 recipients of the Distinguished Service Medal. And we'll be coming live to you at 3:30. We thank you for joining in from the Baha Mar Convention Center. I'm Julian Reed. Enjoy the rest of your National Heroes Day. Good night.
At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corvell Pie